All right, so we are here today. My name is Marika. I am a realtor in Kelowna, and a lot of you probably already know that. But I wanted to do something a little bit different for our modern business group. And I really just want to add value to people's lives and help them in any way that we possibly can. So, I've been on this mission of understanding and growing my business, understanding myself a little bit more. And the more I learn, the more I feel that I want to help others and share kind of what I've been going through in terms of balancing my business, learning new things, personal growth, all that kind of stuff, right? So today I wanted to talk about mindset, and I brought on Danielle Clotton. She's from Calgary, and she's the perfect person to talk about mindset because she's also a clinical counselor. So hi, Danielle. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I've known Danielle for a really long time. We actually went to high school together. So we go back like 20 something years.
26 years.
Yeah. And we're both kind of go-getters. We both are entrepreneurs and, do our thing. So I think it's good energy. And I think Danielle has a lot to offer anybody. She deals with mental health crises. She deals with addictions. She deals with all kinds of things. She recently opened up a center to help all those things also in Calgary. Do you want to tell us about that quickly?
Yeah, so I got into the mental health and addiction industry 4 years ago now. And the same thing, personal growth, trying to help other people is when I feel my best. Watching someone go from their very worst to their absolute best is the most gratifying feeling that anybody could have. I absolutely love what I do, helping other people daily. I don't even feel like it's working. It's a hobby. And to say that work is a hobby I'm completely grateful for everything about it. I got into the industry about 4 years ago. I struggled with some mental health issues myself. And mental health has a big stigma around it. And I think that I really appreciate Marika for, focusing on this, because during this pandemic right now, mental health and addiction has gone up 78%. And any little thing that we can give you guys to help, I think is great. And right now we opened up our own mental health and addiction facility. It's a small center, private rooms. It's beautiful. It's growing quick, and we just want to help other people.
Yeah. So I think, I think a lot of the whole mental health mindset and self-care is kind of what I wanted to discuss, and how it all kind of fits in together, because I know, COVID was a huge impact on so many lives, and even the thought of what's going to happen next and kind of like that fear around it, instilled that fear mindset in people.
Absolutely.
Right? So I started looking into this whole mindset thing, and I know it's been kind of a buzzword for a long time, and people are always saying, get your mindset checked, get the right mindset. So I actually started reading about it, and the last book I finished was by Carol Dweck, and she's kind of the one that started the whole growth and fixed mindset scenarios, or the whole theory. So I started reading about it, and I know for sure that I have a growth mindset, but I wanted to ensure that I could keep that mindset strong and keep it going. And then that's where this ties in with self-care, because I believe that, like we were just talking, Danielle, self-care encompasses so many different things. And if you properly take care of yourself, you can keep that growth mindset. You can keep positive, because that's what your mindset is. It's an attitude. It's the way, your perspective, the way you look at things,
Sure.
rather than being pessimistic and closed-minded. You're open for changes. You're open for different scenarios. And I think it overall just makes you more, I always use the word diplomatic, but it's just, it's this balance and harmony that I think a lot of us are striving for, especially in business. I know a lot of times, like with my work, it's super stressful. And, I'll get a text message really late at night, and it'll be something just at ticks me off so bad. And
Yeah.
right away it gets me in this negative mood. And, you know, I've learned different ways through, you know, counseling and reading how to cope with those kind of, almost like attacks on my mindset. But a
For
lot
sure.
of things, you know, with self-care, like breathing exercises, taking a walk and going for a break, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to kind of dig into your brain, and maybe you could tell us, you know, different levels of self-care and how to kind of keep us in that positive mindset, even with everything going on, like the Trump election happening on November 3rd, and the stock markets are going to go crazy.
For sure.
But yeah, I
Yes.
just thought maybe you could share, you know, your thoughts as a counselor, as someone that deals with people that have stress, mental health, addiction, all those kind of issues. If you could kind of shed some light on self-care techniques, things to do when you're feeling like you're in a panic or in a negative mood, and, you know, things to practice going forward.
For sure. So the big thing about mindset is, you know, if you could see it, Denzel Washington said it, like if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. And I always think about that. You know what? Like what we set our bar at, what we set our goals are at, we can have that and we can achieve that. But we have to obviously take care of ourselves. If we're not in a position where our self-care isn't being looked after in all areas. Like you said, there's different areas. There's actually 7 areas of self-care. If we don't keep ourselves at the highest level possible, mind, body, soul, the trifecta, and that's what our business name is, trifecta. So it's when you connect the mind, body, and the soul, you have the trifecta. But you know, you can have anything you want, and if you keep that in your mind, I can have this, and every day I can have this. I will are powerful words like I am this, you know, affirmations, those type of things. You have to say them because our brains are wired. So if you wire your brain like thinking, oh, you know, I'm never going to get this, I'm never going to get the job, I'm never going to do this, that's what's going to happen to you. But if you constantly, daily make these affirmations and make yourself think that, you can have it. And you know, Marika and like she said, we're both go-getters, we are both entrepreneurs. We've both struggled with different things in our lives, but we're both sitting here today, you know, helping others. And I think it's great that Marika has done this because it's really important. Balance is a huge key in life for business. You know, if you pour everything, it's like if you pour everything into one cup, your other cup's going to be empty, and then you're not going to succeed in all areas. Like we have family, the 3 most important areas are family, business, and mental health. So we need to balance those 3. And with that, we have self-care. So I'm going to just go over something that I put on a post on our Trifecta website. I did a thing for self-care. It's actually 36,000 people have engaged in this post. And this post was 36,487 people. I posted this September 13th. So it's obvious, it's been shared, I'll tell you right now, 347 times. Okay, wow. So this is flying around the internet. An a junior high school teacher called me and asked me if she was able to share this with her students because she was doing a unit on self-care.
See, I think that's also interesting. Now, like my kids are young, like they're 5 and 8, but they come home and they say these affirmations that I know they're taking time at school to learn. So it's funny how there's just been huge shift now. The mindset, the self-care is all being really ingrained into us at a young age, like you just mentioned, teaching self-care to junior high kids or elementary kids. Like that's amazing.
Absolutely.
You know, imagine the strength of the mind going forward and being able to deal with things.
Absolutely.
So prevention, you know, going down a dark spiral and maybe spiraling into something bad like an addiction or something like that, right?
Exactly. You're 100% right. What we put in our children's mind is so important. So knowing that the schools are teaching this it makes me so happy. I was so honored when I got that call, because I'm helping other people just by one simple post that I did not know would just take off the way it did. And it is on self-care. So I will go into the 7 types of self-care. So we have, I said in the post, self-care is more than just taking a bubble bath. There's 7 types of self-care. So we have emotional self-care, physical self-care, mental self-care, social self-care. Just one sec. Oh, mental. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that over again. Sorry, from start to finish. Just having a little bit of technical difficulties. Okay, so.
Hey, I'm surprised we got the Zoom working, so it's all good.
Yes, exactly. So we have emotional self-care, physical self-care, mental self-care, social self-care. Oh, here we go. Social self-care, spiritual self-care, practical self-care, and professional self-care. So I'll touch a bit on each one.
That's awesome.
Okay, so emotional self-care is how we connect. Oh, technical, just one second.
Don't worry.
So emotional self-care. Emotional self-care is how we connect with our emotions in a healthy way. So, journaling, talking things out, right? If you're able just to get something out, not just, or we obsess about things. So you know what? If you get it out, you will feel better. And it's, it might feel weird or uncomfortable or whatever, but if you just start practicing it, it becomes a working part of the mind. So it's very important. So journaling, talking things out.
Yeah.
Meditating, practicing gratitude. Gratitude is huge. If you wake up in the morning and you just list off 10 things you're grateful for, like I'm grateful, you can start small. You start small. I'm thankful I'm waking up in a warm bed. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my children. And if you do that every morning, you'll notice you get yourself in a state of gratitude. So the attitude of gratitude is so important as well. This all ties in together.
Yeah. So I just have an example of this. So I have trouble journaling because I get, I get bored and I'm like, you know what, I want to write all this stuff down and get it out, but I get bored. So I started just doing bullets and points. And yeah, the whole thing about the morning, what gets me going and gets my mindset, going and ready to, conquer my day is sitting there and just thinking in bed when I wake up, not getting up and running, to get my coffee, just kind of chilling out and thinking about all the awesome things that I have and what I'm grateful for. And then right away, there's just this calming, and it gives me that calm sense to be able to go and do everything I need to do. So exactly. And it was hard for me to get there, but now I do it every day, and it's true. It's uncomfortable. It's like you go, you make yourself stop and do it, and it just really, after a few weeks, you realize it, you see it.
Oh, so you feel it. It's the attitude of gratitude is amazing, and it does wonders for yourself. Like if you get yourself in the most powerful state in the morning, your morning is so important. So if you get yourself in the most powerful state, whatever that may be. Some people do meditation, some people pray, some people work out, whatever it may be. It is the most important part, because you go into the world and things will come up. Like you said, you get a text or whatever. And if you're not in a high state, you're not going to be able to take on those things. When things happen, you bring them in, you process them, and you let them go. Yeah. And you don't sit and obsess, because you'll just spin your wheels and you'll get nowhere.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm talking from just experience. Danielle's an expert in mental health, but I just find that also something to add is everyone's, what everyone needs looks different, the way you just kind of mentioned. So for me, it's getting up early and doing stuff on my own, having quiet time. But for some people, it's different. So whatever it is, that's okay. Like try to do someone else's routine when it doesn't work for you. right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you find what works for you and you just go with it. And every day you do it. You know what? Don't, a lot of things that people say is don't check your phone for the first hour of the day, because what people do is they check their phone and they feel connected. And because they're connecting with like social media. So like, oh, now I feel connected. Before you check your phone, and for the first hour of the day, I do not touch my phone. I have a set morning routine, which is so important because it gets me in my most powerful state. I don't even check my phone. And that's what people do. They check their phone, then they feel connected. They can feel connected to the world. But it also puts in negative thoughts, negative things like, I don't have this, I don't have that, this person has this. And it's just, it's not good. So morning routines are super important. So I'll get on with this. Practicing gratitude, letting go of the past. Letting go of the past is huge. And saying your yes to your needs. Right? So we are in charge of ourselves. That's it. So it's up to nobody else how we react to others. People may say things to us that will make us mad or whatever, but we can only control how we react to these situations. So that's a really important thing, and it's took me a long time to not a long time, actually, yeah, a long time to really get that down. People say things all the time that are, and I just like, I take it in and I just analyze it and I let it go. And letting go is huge. The second one is physical self-care. So activities we deliberately engage in enhancing our physical well-being. So that's exercising at the gym, getting outdoors, taking a nap or a rest, booking a massage, playing a sport. And I'll go on to the third.
I used to feel really guilty if I took a little nap, but lately I've needed them and they work wonders because I'm revived and
absolutely
not grumpy for the rest of the evening kind of thing. So
exactly, you need to take that time. Like our brains process 60,000 thoughts that's why doctors in the medical field only are allowed to work certain hours, because our brain can only actually make 60 logical thoughts per day. Well, with a busy lifestyle like yourself and myself and you and many others, well, we have families, we have businesses, we have so many obligations we have to meet. So by taking a nap, it's like you reset and you charge your batteries. So I meditate every day at 2 p.m. religiously. And I get up, I have a coffee, and it's like I started my day fresh. So it's super important to do that. And we need it. Like our brains, we're tired. Mental energy drains us more than physical energy. And, you know, as business women, we need to be at our optimal at all times. So if you take a nap, absolutely, whatever it is you have to do, you need to do.
I used to say, I still do, and I still think this, that my brain burns calories all day.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It does. You do. Like I want the same thing. Like I used to go to the gym 5 days a week. Because I've been so busy, I haven't been able to do that. I haven't changed nothing, but because my brain is so busy, I truly believe, because the mind is always going, that I have not changed my weight. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
So right. So mental self-care. So anything that will stimulate our minds and cultivate a healthy physique. So that could be listening to music, watching a documentary, going to the museum, writing a poem, reading a book, listening to a podcast. Social self-care. So anything that will nurture our relationship with others. So scheduling a phone date, writing a card and mailing it to someone you care about, hosting an outing with your friends, asking your partner for go on a date. Spiritual self-care. So activities that connect and nurture our souls. So getting outside in nature, meditating, praying, creating a vision board, recording a manifesting book, volunteering to help others, doing something creative. 6, practical self-care. So any action that will fulfill our core needs and reduce stress. So That's like cleaning out your email inbox,
That's
meeting
this
with
is this is really important. And I like practical self-care. I've never even thought about this, but this is
yeah.
like huge, especially
Oh,
for people in business that are running their business.
exactly. Because you have you have different, you know, we as entrepreneurs, we have our hands in a few different things.
Mhm.
So we have different email inboxes that, you know, just taking care of that, you feel good. Like, you know, cleaning off the screen of your desktop,
Yes.
you know, putting things in in the trash, like
Yeah,
just
for me
cleaning out your
right
cluttering your
now,
space.
yes. For me right now, I have a goal to clean out my Dropbox. And that's
There you go.
like a huge challenge because I try
For,
and then I don't know if I should throw this away or what should I
for
should do.
sure.
But it's helping and it's making a better visual because I'm in it constantly all day. So
Exactly. And you're
even
completing a
that visual
task.
of being it cleaned up is already helping.
For sure. And that goes with anything. So, you know, in our mind, like our brains work like they're amazing. They're the machine that run our body. Like any accomplishment that we can do, and big or small, it doesn't matter. It's like a reward. So like say if you finish something, you get a natural dopamine hit. You're like, I did that. And you know, that these are ways to build natural dopamines, right? By accomplishing small goals, small tasks, and setting those for yourself daily. Like say, when you wake up in the morning, okay, today I'm going to do this to meet this. And then when you accomplish that, your brain sends off natural releases of dopamine that make you feel better.
And there's
So
your mindset. There's your positive, happy attitude. Because yeah, I just check that off my list. So I think also not going crazy with things and then feeling down about not finishing them. You know, doing small things and you know embracing every accomplishment and
every
celebrating
step,
every little victory. Right.
exactly, every step of the way, you know, you have a goal, and you know the end, and every little step of the way is an accomplishment. So
Totally.
you have to, you know, praise yourself, you know, and
Totally.
you know, your self-talk.
Yeah.
Self-care and your self-talk is so huge. So, you know, you have to constantly tell yourself good things about yourself. You know, I am loving, I am a good partner, I am a good mother, I am dedicated, I am loyal, because we are what we think we are, right? So
Mhm.
that goes along. So that's your mental self-care as well, but super, super important. And for your kids to be at their age to be learning this in school, I think that's amazing
Totally.
because
And they
we
learn
didn't
lots of
learn that.
self-love too, which is nice.
Exactly. We never learned that growing up, and
No,
you know, it was like we were fed to the wolves. Like,
I
and it was
know.
like, okay, here's your textbook. Good luck. You know.
Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly, right. Um, and I'm going to go on to the last one, and it's professional self care. So activities that support balance and fulfillment in our careers. So setting up a schedule at the beginning of the week is huge, right? Because you have your week laid out, and then you know what you're going to do, and you're not living in chaos, right? You're like, okay, Monday this, Tuesday this, Wednesday this. Every Sunday night, make a plan, sit down, say this is what my week's going to look like, and to the best of our abilities, try to follow that. Taking courses to further and accelerate your career paths. I know, Marika, you're taking some courses that I think are amazing, and you're always looking to further yourself, better yourself, mentally, spiritually, physically. I know you know, I called you the other morning, you're on the treadmill, like
Every day.
every day, right? Like, you know, these things, they're amazing. And you know what? You're a prime example of someone to look up to and you're I see you as being like a mentor, a coach, you know, in so
Well,
many different areas. Like,
you know, the thing with me is that I've been in, you know, rough spots. I've done things
sure,
that, you know, and been in rough places that I've climbed out of. And whether it's, you know, personal stuff, family stuff, business stuff, you know, lots of stuff. You know, I'm at this
absolutely
age where I've experienced a lot and I've been on such a growth spurt. I just turned
amazing.
38 and I'm growth spurting.
No, it's amazing to see, and it's amazing to see your drive.
Well, I want to share it with people because I feel whatever I'm doing, it's good, it's positive,
Oh,
I
sure.
feel good, and it's working. So if it works for me, then it can work for anybody. So I want to be that inspiration, and I want to have people like you help inspire others, because that's the goal. I want everyone to kind of get to a point where they're content and happy and moving forward, and balance is the key for us all. It's hard, but every little bit helps, I think.
Absolutely. And you know what? Like watching you and your journey and stuff, and, going through your times, career wise, family wise, all your struggles, but you're sitting here today and you're trying to help other people. And that's the thing, like I was talking about at the beginning here, like being able to help someone else is, they say it's one of the most selfish gifts because it makes you feel the best. So they say, like, they say it's one of the most selfish things you can do is help another person. And I commend you so much for, your life being as busy as it is, and you still trying to find ways to not only better yourself daily, but to help others and to help other people. And you know what, from your experiences, I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for my struggles. They have made me strong. I've learned, and now I can help other people. So I don't look back at my life and every obstacle and struggle I've had to go through. I am grateful for every single struggle because it's made me the woman I am today. 100%. And I'm proud of that person, and I'm proud of you.
Aw, you're the best. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yes, for sure.
It was amazing. So I think what we'll do is we'll end it off. We're just, 35 minutes or so. And what I'll do is I will post that amazing 7-point self-care post that you sent out, and we'll start sharing that along with our talk today. And you know what? Thank you so much for the conversation.
No, thank you for having me. And I look forward to watching you grow even bigger and, accomplish great things. I know that you're a great leader, and I'm honored to call you my friend.
Aw, thank you. So if anybody wants to reach out to you and maybe requires a little bit more one-on-one help, or, curious maybe for their, struggles or mental health, or want some more tips, then we'll put your information in there too, and they can reach out to you. I know you're pretty busy, but.
No, absolutely. We have an inpatient facility, and we have 4 to 5 people at a time. But we do an outpatient program. So we can accommodate all, and it's doing great, and we're helping a lot of people, and the more people we can help,
that's what it's all about.
Exactly. So absolutely, we can, we'll post our information and how to get a hold of me if you require any types of services. And I'm very, very happy to have had this conversation with you today.
Thank you for the conversation, Danielle. And I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for joining us. I hope you found something that resonates with you, and I hope we could help you today. See you later.
Awesome. Okay. See you, Marika.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.